Hello viewers, welcome to Hygia Agile IT Training. In the last session, we talked about Python syntax introduction and we talked about backslash, we talked about print command, Python indentation, and list versus backslash. And also we tried to understand Python statement. So this is in continuation to that. We will be learning print command in detail and we will know what is Python block and we will learn what is inner block and what is a function block and we will more explore on the comments and multi-line comments and we will touch little bit about Python naming conventions. Continue to learn about print function. The print function takes in any number of parameters and prints them on the screen. So the print command always carries the end of line character that is /n. So when you say print without any parameters in it, it will print an empty line. OK, so that means if you pass parameters, it will print all the content of that and then the cursor will come back to the next line. So let us see that print hello world. And then I close this. So I have this cursor end of this statement. I enter this, it printed the word and then cursor has come to the next line. So the print statement always carries a end of line character. So the print function prints the specified message to the screen or any standard output device. The message can be, you can populate as a string or any other object. The object in fact will be converted into a string before it is written on the screen. Right, let us see some examples how print statements looks like. See, I am passing multiple parameters in the print. Hello. The one parameter. Another parameter. Other parameter. It will print in one line, one sentence. You see, so they will be printed as one line. So you can also print list. We have already seen how list is printed in the previous session. Now let's define one variable. We will talk about the variables much more. Just to see an X is having values like pencils, papers, books. So I have the variable X contains this tuple. So a tuple is a kind of record actually. Then print this. What happens? See, it printed this whole tuple. Yeah, OK, let us talk about Python block. So a block is more than one statement with the same indentation. OK, the block can be started with a colon. So use the colon to start a block. Like for example, what I'm going to tell you now, I will be explaining you in future. Now we are only understanding the syntax. Suppose I'm going to write a following statement. Like for example, if 10 greater than 6. I'm starting a block. If 10 greater than 6, it's always true. This kind of statement will be true. Then I'm going to print. I give one more indentation. So these 3 lines, I give an indentation, one tab space here. Print. Yes, 10 is greater than 6. And then still Excellent. Now, so if you see this if statement having with a block, the block starts here. This is the start of the block, and these two lines are within the block. Okay, even I can add another if statement. If 30 greater than 20, and then you are defining an inner block. So this is this statement is in the first block, but inside in it, I am going to print inner block. This is inner block, inner block, inner block. So like, this is block one, whatever that I highlighted, and inside in this block, we are defining one more block, which is inner block. Suppose if I write a statement now, so this whole thing is in one block, and in this block we have an inner block here. So the point here is that these are all carrying the same indentation. You see that they are starting at the same line. We are giving the same number of spaces. So this is called block and inner block. Okay, you can also define another block, and the block is set of statements. Okay, now that's it. So I did not execute this, but this is just to understand the block. Okay, in the same way, we can also define a function. So normally in Python, we will define functions with the DEF. We will talk more about functions later. Say hello. So say hello, the naming convention we already spoke, but we will again naming convention we will repeat now. So say hello. So I'm passing a parameter here, and I'm defining a block. This is the block it starts. So with some one tab indentation, one tab. So I'm printing here name, another print. No, a block, I mean, it doesn't mean that a block is only having set of print statements. At the moment, we know the print. That's why I'm demonstrating with the print, but it can contain many number of statements, different types of statements. We will see more. Yeah. So now this whole function having one block. This is in one block. So the function block started after colon. This is what I was trying to say. And it displays 3 dots to mark that a block. It is also a block. Okay. Comments in Python. Normally the Python comments are will be like, in two ways. Comments, if you make hash, whatever you type, Python interpreter will not process that. Nothing. So in Python script, the symbol hash indicates the start of the command line. Okay, it is effective until end of the line character in the editor. So in this whole editor, what is the end of the line character until I press the enter button? Okay. In general, Python, there is no provision to write multi-line comments or a block comments. For multi-line comments, we should actually write multiple hash symbols. Now let's check the naming conventions. It contain variables as identifiers, functions as identifiers, classes, modules, packages. An identifier actually is the name given to program elements. All right, we have come to the end of the session. We will continue the same topic in the next session. Until then, thank you.